garden bulbs. Maybe you love planting a big row of daylilies or sun patience. Maybe it's your pansies in the garden. The problem is you've got to dig out each and every one of those holes. And then you have to remember, if you didn't bring out a way to measure, you have to make sure the depth goes deep enough, because if it doesn't, you're just not going to get the best success. You're going to either plant it too shallow or too deep, and everyone's a little bit different. Your guesstimation could be off. Okay, this is so cool. It's called the Rotoshovel. It's a handheld, battery-operated auger, but the auger that builds and creates the perfect 3-inch diameter, up to 7 inches in depth, for you to plant your annuals, your perennials, your garden bulbs, your tulip bulbs, and it's under $60. Normally it's $99. You charge up this battery and you are off to the races. It weighs less than 8 pounds, so it's really about the price of or about the weight, I should say, of a gallon of milk. But you know, if gardening for you has felt like a little bit more of a struggle, we've got a garden bed, I know, in our house, and my husband always loves the idea of putting tons and tons of blooms right in the front. But all I can think about, instead of the beautiful blooms that's gonna be, is the fact that I gotta dig every single hole with a little hand shovel. And that becomes really cumbersome. What you get here is an auger that you can control the power with ease, that will beautifully create that vessel for you now to then plant the bulb, plant your petunias, your pansies, whatever it is you're planting for the season. Maybe it's your Gerber daisies. There are 2 different settings as well. So it's really powerful, but you could go low and high. It gives you control. You're never gonna feel like it's out of control, especially, this is great if you are working with some different soil. Maybe you have a mix of soil and clay where you are, and it's a little hard to dig through. This does it in a matter of seconds. So lithium-ion battery, it's long lasting. Easy power on button with your Rotoshovel, and then you can see exactly how far you've gone down to plant. Now, let's say you are planting something a little bit bigger. Maybe you bought a plant that's already, you know, a year plus old and you need a little bit more space. You could easily just do a couple little holes, like right next to each other, right? Like it creates that one great hole for a garden bulb or for some of our single plants that we're planting this time of year. But if you have something a little bit larger, I mean, you can just use this to create a bigger hole if you need to. Under $100 for a Rotoshovel. And here, look, so right now I'm holding it towards you so you can see the measurements are right on the auger. There's no more guesstimating, because I'll tell you, my guesstimation is always wrong. What I think is like 2 or 3 inches, but it really needs to go down 4 inches. This is gonna make sure you get it foolproof. I'd have it turned towards myself because then I could see that measurement, right? I'm turning it towards you so you can see it. But as you're gardening, you'll be able to see that with such ease and know if you're down far enough. So it'll go all the way to 8 inches up on the measurement here, and then 3 inches across the depth. So this coming year, when you're planting all of your annuals, maybe you really want like these just lush, gorgeous garden beds, but instead of you having to dig out each hole and making it through the layers of mulch, maybe it's even that garden bed protector that's laid down. This will go through it with ease. But when you get to the bigger roots, it's not gonna like jolt back at you. It reads and reacts really well. It's easy to control. So no worries on that, because it's all just that push button. So it's really intuitive. It's only powered when you're pushing the button. Once you release it, it stops. Under $60 is now our clearance price for a garden tool that really should be close to $99. So if you're looking to not only take kind of the painstaking chore out of gardening and the planting season so that you can actually enjoy the blooms. As the thing, my husband will come back and he'll have planned out all these beautiful blooms, right? And we'll get our shipments from QVC, we'll lay out everything, and then I'm thinking, holy cats, now I gotta dig all the holes. And it now feels like, oh, well, this isn't so fun. When you have the right tools, this is essentially, it's a mini auger that gets you the perfect depth and the perfect width for all of your planting. That Rotoshovel Handheld, you're not now spending the whole day outside prepping, planting the bulbs, getting the garden ready. It's in a matter of seconds. You then have all of your holes to plant. So we have really like light mulch right here in the studio that we use for demonstrations, but what you're going to love is a lot of us, It's very compacted. It's mixed with clay. It's hard to get through just with our hands. And this is making sure that you can plant with ease in what used to feel like a very laborious task, and it's now really easy. If gardening isn't as fun for you anymore because it's a little hard on your body, get the Rotoshovel. Normally it's $99. We have it for $59.99. This also makes a fabulous gift for anybody that you know that loves to garden, but maybe because of some dexterity issues, digging and getting out there in the garden has been a little harder for them, and you've noticed they haven't been doing it as much. What if you surprised them? Whether it was for their birthday or Valentine's Day or Mother's Day, or maybe even just because. You get them a Rotoshovel, maybe you buy some outdoor plants to go with them. You come on over one afternoon and you're drinking, sweet lemonade and sweet tea together, and you do some planting, because this will take a matter of minutes in what for most of us would have been most of the day to do. So bring a little fun back to the garden with the Rotoshovel. All right, we're gonna plant our bulbs. We're gonna get some sun patience in. Why not? Maybe a rose bush too. Who knows? Feeling a little garden-y. Okay, that's our Rotoshovel. Hey, if you just joined us, we had a full hour of garden guide.